What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, Reebok is back to being a real player in the space of women's basketball, and they have furthered their commitment today with an announced multi-year partnership with the WNBA, making Reebok a league-authorized footwear supplier for the league. Reebok has a long history of supporting women's basketball. It goes back, you go back into the 1980s when they really did start their effort into women's basketball. In 1997, they ended up giving Rebecca Lobo, this is the inaugural season of the WNBA, they ended up giving Rebecca Lobo her own signature shoe. And by the late 90s and early 2000s, they had secured deals with not just the WNBA, but the NBA and the ABL, as well as other leagues. And their involvement was pretty substantial, and even sponsoring some high school girls basketball stuff as well. But that involvement fell off over time, and in 2021, Reebok decided, you know what? We know we used to be a big player in basketball, then we fell off. Now we getting back into the basketball space. They ended up hiring Shaquille O'Neal as the president of Reebok Basketball, and they have been making moves ever since then. Shaq would go on to sign Angel Reese, who launched her first official Reebok collection called Reebok by Angel over the summer. And Angel, she ended up signing an extension with the company and is set to release her first signature shoe in 2026. Reebok has also signed Lexie Brown to a deal, multi-year deal as well. After the announcement of Reebok's official partnership with the WNBA was made official, the WNBA Chief Growth Officer Colie Edison said the WNBA continues to grow with iconic brands, and we look forward to Reebok joining us in driving women's basketball to new heights and inspiring the next generation. As we continue to capitalize on increased brand awareness, our work with Reebok is another step in bringing more fans to the game. And Shaquille O'Neal was quoted saying, "It's an exciting time for Reebok, the WNBA, and the game of basketball overall." Reebok has always been committed to supporting the growth of the sport, and now with a strong plan, the right resources, and the welcoming arms of the WNBA, we're ready to drive in headfirst with everything from product to players and more. Now, personally, guys, I think this is fan-freaking-tastic. And the reason why is because, for me, Reebok and women's basketball is very, very nostalgic. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, y'all, Reebok was all over the WNBA and women's basketball in general. Y'all remember the WNBA footwear collection by Reebok? Y'all remember they had these shoes. It was called the WNBA isolation shoe that was made by Reebok. It had the WNBA logo on it and whatnot. Reebok really did have inroads in the WNBA. And don't forget, guys, Reebok also was the jersey providers for the WNBA for a long time. Like, I remember, actually I'm put some photos up here of the retro WNBA jerseys. And instead of the Nike swoosh that we have right now, it was the Reebok logo that you saw. There was so much Reebok back in the day, and some of my fondest memories of the WNBA were games and matchups that happened where the teams were playing with the Reebok logo on their jersey. So it just, for me, I think it's awesome. And yes, Nike has ruled the game of basketball for decades now. Reebok used to be a big player. They dropped off. Nike just dominated, and now I'm happy to see that Reebok is like, you know what, we had a significant place in basketball. We getting that back. We are not ceding to Nike to own everything, and I love it. No offense to Nike, Nike's cool or whatever, but it's not just Nike, right? And I just love that it's not just Reebok that's getting back into women's basketball. Skechers are getting into women's basketball. I love the fact that they end up signing Rickea Jackson. She's on a deal with Skechers, right? Puma's getting into women's basketball as well. Like, overall, I think it's great. There needs to be way more competition when it comes to whether that's footwear, apparel, whatever. When it comes to women's basketball, yeah, it should be a diversity of companies, because when that happens, you get newer styles, different styles, and you just possibly can get a different price point as well. Like, I just think it's great. I think it's great. I'm very happy about it. For me, Reebok and the WNBA is very nostalgic. But what about y'all? What do y'all think? Do y'all remember the days watching the games when the WNBA had the Reebok logo on? Do y'all remember that, or is that just me? Let me know. And if y'all don't remember that, still, what do y'all think about this information? I think it's great. I'm happy that Reebok is putting a foot in the dough. Like, nah, we back in here. And Angel Reese is really the spearhead of all of that. And so we'll kind of continue to see how it goes from here. Again, 2026 is when Angel will release her signature shoe. Guys, that is the story. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more news and updates around women's basketball. And I will see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.